Was actually the worst type of misogynist, and I'm glad they finally confirmed it. Spoilers, if you aren't up to date with you, Joe has always been so endearing to the audience because he lives in this fantasy world in his mind. Because we hear his thoughts before we see him enact any sort of violence or do something egregious, we endear to him. So his violence is almost justified because he, the character, is justifying it to us. The women in his life who are initially framed as perfect matches for him are very quickly villainized. It's because Joe himself is a misogynist. And the narrative that we're getting throughout the series is through his point of view. Joe seeks out beautiful, flawed women that he can manipulate them and take advantage of them. And they do not do exactly what he wants them to. He immediately gets violent. You've seen that from the first season when he killed Beck or Peach. Joe views women as objects that he can own, that must fit into his own twisted world. This is the most apparent through his interactions with Love, who literally accepted him for the murderous man that he was. But the minute that she struggled with motherhood and postpartum depression, he cheated on her. Because Joe doesn't want the fairy tale life that he's been spitting to us all these seasons. He wants to control these women that he's interacting with. And don't think I haven't noticed that he's been killing his way up in society. He loves the stability that comes with dating successful women, not the confidence. The moment these women stop being his manic pixie dream girl, he becomes the monster. And I was so interested to see how many people didn't believe that Joe was a misogynist. Not only did Bronte end the show outright say it, but the last couple episodes when we see Joe move, honestly seems like a horror film. Music, the way that it's framed, all shows how dangerous Joe is. They went out of their way to show us the harm that Joe enacted on all these women. And in the final episode, when we're finally given another perspective through Bronte, it shows how terrifying this man is. He mimics the behaviors that he's read in books, tries to pass it off as love. But in reality, the only thing that he loves is himself, and his love for other people are contingent on how they fit into his narrative. When Henry didn't, he left that little boy. And when it was time for him to become a family man, he got him back. And even when he was fighting to see Henry again, he one, used that book to track him, but two, was only fighting for that little boy so that he could seem like the victim. The most satisfying part was not just seeing his dick get blown off, him breaking the fourth wall and telling the audience that we are the problem, forever empathizing for this character. Tell me, what are your thoughts on Joe? Let me know in the comments below.